Now, as always, if people see a gray picture, then it's not working, which would be typical because YouTube is a little bit confusing, unfortunately. But let's see how it goes. Just gonna check here. Everyone who doesn't have patience is eliminated. So let me see. We have seven. We have 7 viewers and there is no camera, which is a problem, as you can imagine. So let me fix the problem. Yeah, it's very, very strange why this keeps happening. Unfortunately, I do not have any technical support. That's why I have to do everything on my own. It is what it is. Why does this always have to be so complicated? I just don't get it. This is the single one thing that I don't get. Alright, live chat. Okay. What's going on here? I just don't get it. So I set up a stream. I do all what needs to be done, and then it doesn't work. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna have to restart this. Alright. As always, we have 2 links. Let me see if this works. Hello? Alright. I think I've got the link. Alright. As always, we have 2 links. Let me see if this works. Hello? Alright. I think I've got the link. So, now you should be seeing the first slide. Is that true? I hope that's correct. So please, everyone who's on the live stream here, you can see me, and let's see if we can see the link. Alright. Yep, we can see it. So now my attention switches. No, I don't need a video editor. Right. Good. We're here. We got the plant kingdom with us. Let me just check on Telegram. Right, yeah. 3rd time. I'm getting better and better with this. Still a bit confusing because I set up a live stream and then 2 streams start. It's just, I don't know why this is. Maybe interference, maybe my lack of technical knowledge. I don't know. So we're just gonna go ahead anyway. So today, for everyone who has stayed tuned, hello and welcome to this live stream. Now we're on. And I would just like to get someone in the Telegram group. Please give me the okay that you can see my picture, please, on the Telegram. Thank you. Right, and I want to welcome everyone. Today is a very, very special day. We have the 17th of April 2022. And I like to connect dots. 17 reminds me of the letter Q. Remember Q? And Qu, aqua, stands for the aqua. And I'm just gonna check here. No member has written, so I'm just gonna think that it's fine. So Qu, I would, as is common in natural intelligence, this is one of the things that I will be teaching and that I always teach. Aqua is water. So this is the wrong one. I'm going to be speaking more. Alright, initiation here. Okay, there you've got me. 11 people. Better editing. Alright. Good, but at least people can see me. Let me hear. Always teach. Aqua is water. So. Alright, yeah. Thank you for the heads up. Thank you for the heads up. Absolutely. Still need to edit better. Unfortunately, this microphone has got sort of like a lag. It's not good when you ask me. I'm just looking that up, how I can do that. Maybe like this. Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna try this out. Unfortunately, this stream is not perfect. Once again, I'm having troubles. And I'm happy to admit that I'm not Mr. Perfect, which is actually the really important thing. Alright, I need to delete the other stream because that doesn't serve any purpose. This is... Yeah, and people are absolutely right. I need to be editing. There needs to be better editing. However, I just absolutely suck at technology. This was not wasn't in my mother's milk, it seems, and I would really like to delete that video now, or not. No, then I won't. Okay, so let me try. Yeah, and people are absolutely right. I need to be editing. There needs to be better editing. However, I just Okay, good. Now we're ready to go. I've just tried a little bit. Maybe it made it better. Maybe it made it worse. Doesn't matter. If you really want to join what I'm about to do today, then you will still be here. You'll put up with the lack of not it being perfect, which is the whole point of this. The Gnostic Takeover, just like me, Stephen Weyebrow, having lost Errol Kaya, who's not to be found anywhere. I've made some outrageous claims about Errol, and I don't hear anything from him. And so you're just left with me, the Gnostic Takeover. And in the last video that I did, someone mentioned that this now turns into a biblical battle for me to get this job done on my own. Well, guess what? That's the whole point of it too. We need to get things done, not be reliant on anyone and think that people are going to sort it out for us, because then because then we could just have trust in Rainer Fulmick to get the job done, or all the other people. This is, you see, we need to get this thinking out. All right, we've got everything in our being to change the whole fabric of reality. Okay, it's the principle of the one, the information that I pioneer, and I hope that many other people are talking about this. Not that I'm aware of it, however, me putting this out there, it goes into the collective field, into the collective unconscious, to then rise into the consciousness of mankind, because this is what we really should be focusing on. Because people like David Icke, for example, they keep emphasizing the point, oh, we're 8 billion here on this planet. I think I see a way out. We're the many, they are the few. And for people like me who are connected to the plant medicine, to the plant kingdom, I get my intelligence from the plant kingdom. It's a direct relationship. So what I did is I basically I eliminated the bond that I had with the artificial matrix construct by not even having an address. Who tells me that I have to give the address to the police who are only enforcing orders of criminals? They're not public servants as of yet. And that's what we're transforming. We are taking over. This is the whole idea of the Gnostic Takeover. We just take over. And we grow into that. This is a work in progress. That's why the stream is not perfect that you're watching. This and that is not perfect, but you know, I'll do it anyway, and it will get better with time. Just like I'm a very, very different man to a year ago. I started this channel 2 years ago. Like, I'm a completely different man now. And every day now when I wake up, I feel freer than the day before. Like today, I just feel amazing. It's not that I also have in my subconscious a little bit of tenseness, frustration, and sort of like itchiness, but I slay it with the ice cold water, which is what I did. It's one of the things I'm gonna focus on in this video also. And this is what it's all about, okay? Do not see me and put me on a pedestal that I'm something better than you. I'm also going to get into that. The Gnostic Takeover is something completely different to whatever you've come across up to this point, and you being here is the most important. Thank you for being here. Right, let's head into the slides. I've got a few slides prepared. This is what it is about. Activating the force in mankind. Hence, the title of this talk is Initiation into the Gnostic Takeover. Trust in the force. And I'm going to rename it because there was some confusion again at the beginning of this live stream, which has been properly removed now. However, this is what this is about. I'm starting a new project here. The project, because right now, okay, let me just come in here. It's important for people to contemplate this. Today is the 17th of April. We're in the quarter of the year, okay? The year is divided into quarters, okay? It's a quarter here, a quarter there, a quarter here, and a quarter there. All right, but we're in this quarter now. This is pathetic. All right, we're just in some kind of quarter, shall we say it? So let's just do it here, okay? We're in, because there's four elements and a fifth element above that, the spirit. So the four elements of earth, fire, water, and air. Now we're in fire season. Okay? Fire is reigning until the 21st of June. It's between the 21st of March and the 21st of June is the element of fire. And this is where I excel. This is why I'm doing this live stream and why I'm putting so much into my work right now, because I am 4 times fire. So the fire season is all about being aware of what ideas come into your consciousness, what comes to your mind. Be aware of the ideas. And today, thank you to the dear Anik on our community group. She'll be listening to this. You kickstarted this idea that I'm sharing with everyone today. So, till the 21st of June, and it changes gradually, alright? Then it changes over completely into the element of earth. However, it's a gradual process. It's not like on and off, like 0 and 1s, like the artificial Wetiko matrix. It's a natural matrix. It's the natural order. And in the element of fire, be aware of the ideas and implement those ideas. And I'll be helping you to do that. This is what this is about. So this is all about activating the force in mankind, the force of the one and only highest source. This is what was also referred to in Star Wars, and this is what it truly means. The force is inside of us, and as long as we want someone outside of us to do the work for us, we are still under hypnosis, and we are still in the mind control prison of the artificial Wetiko matrix, which we need to get out of. And this is what, because what I'm starting is the initiation into the Gnostic Takeover. Okay, this is initiation I'm talking about. This is why you see the upright and the downward pyramid in equilibrium here in this picture. This is the whole basis of my work. It's the most important symbol for my work anyway. And you see the 369, there's a big Tesla connection also with my life. I won't get into that. That is still something that I'll share later, but there is a big connection between me and Nikola Tesla. And speaking of geniuses, how about the great Leonardo da Vinci? You see, this is what initiation into the Gnostic Takeover is in a quote. This is how the geniuses that have walked the surface of the earth have always been like. This is true Gnosis. This quote here. Life is pretty simple. You do some stuff, most fails, some works. You do more of what works. If it works big, others quickly copy it. Then you do something else. The trick is the doing something else. And this is what I want to emphasize to everyone. You don't need any previous qualifications. You don't need to be in any specific whatever. You can start from scratch. And you can also come in and join Initiation into the Gnostic Takeover, which is a new Telegram group that I'm starting. And this is just the beginning of it. And I'll also be doing a vetting process, because we'll be doing some live talks also. Also, I will share presentations which I'll share on the normal YouTube channel anyway. However, the group I will be vetting. I don't quite know how I'm gonna do that yet, but I will do that. So for anyone in the network or any witches or black magicians who wish to manipulate the energies there, I will suss you out pretty quickly. You've got very narrow scope in doing your black arts because I'll kick you off. And this is not for people to get intimidated and then not share anything because they are afraid of me kicking them off. I have a feel. I have a very strong senses for black magic, of witches and black magicians. So don't worry. In this group, all you have to do is be yourself. Not fall into self-pity. We can always talk about things. This will trigger your emotions. Fears will come up. All of it will come up. However, the question is, how much do you really want it? How much do you really want things to change? And that is a choice you make. And the source is listening to this. Okay? So, we're going to make life pretty simple. We're going to go back to the basics. That is what I mean here, this quote. Because we've been programmed to think complicated, which then leads us to be manipulated. What we need are the rules to the game, which is the principles of the natural order, the Hermetic Principles, like the principle of vibration, the principle of correspondence, the principle of gender, and the principle of mentalism. Those are all principles of the natural order, the Hermetic Principles. And those are how this reality works. And it takes a lifetime to convey this message. And I am tasked to give you this message. And it will be 100% totally for free because of this. Ever heard this before? This is an email I copied because it really exemplifies what I'm doing and what I am kickstarting now with this new project. Often it's very good to explain to people what it is by explaining what it is not. So I'm just going to read this to you. This is an email from Josh Del Sol, and I'm not. It looks like I'm hitting at him. I don't want to, however, unfortunately, Josh just is not able to properly fix things, although he claims to be a part of the law for mankind, which teaches all about honor and the removal of controversy. And Josh, although to the outside he looks like this amazing awake guy who's informing people, can't even sort out his own shit, which is a perfect for what the Gnostic Takeover doesn't stand for. The Gnostic Takeover is about true accountability, and that's what I will always be. Everyone can always critique me when it is a healthy critique. Okay, I'm always open to that. And it's actually very important that we stick together and pull each other up and learn from each other. So I think that the event of maybe a few people who are here came to the Gnostic Takeover through our appearance in the event. And that was also shared there. Those, all of those summits that they always do, and we're all great and we've got our life figured out and we're all awake. You ever heard this before? So here's the title of the email. Being awake isn't easy, but this could really help. Dear friends, many of you know my partner, Laura Bolton, a former high-level change management executive and life coach from the UK. For the past 2 years, she has been working with awake souls to increase wellness from the inside out. Laura has just launched a private membership community called The Shift to support you in alchemizing stress into joy and reclaim your true power as you find and connect with Soul Tribe. And she's gifting her new mini course, registered, $59 free until Monday night. 5 powerful perspective shifts. Well, I for one would say no. You're not awake. Josh is not awake, and Laura is also not awake. And I'm not trying to hit on them and be a badass about them and talk bad about them behind their backs or something like that. No. In actual fact, this court, like any publicity, is good publicity. Have you ever heard that? I'm actually making this public about the course that Laura Bolton offers that is called the Shift, a private membership community. So you can go ahead and check that out. And it could well also serve a good purpose for many people on their level of integration and soul development. Absolutely. You see, I don't want to make this look like this is a bad thing. Okay? Just so everyone gets it. However, I do want to be that which I am, which is a honest teacher. I take my work very serious. It's the great work. And Josh, who shared this email, Josh Del Sol, claims that I have too much self-importance. And in actual fact, you're right, Josh. I do take myself very important, which is why I have confidence and I have a strong self-love, which made me take down high priests of Satanism in this country and cult members of the satanic order who tried to psychologically destroy me. That is because of my level of self-importance that I put myself, because where would my work lead if I wouldn't take myself important? I want to be the Michael Jackson of the truth movement. Not that I need the following or that I want everyone to know me. No, because that would mean that the world has changed and that the planet runs under natural order, and that every constitution, if there is such a thing as constitution, because we're creating the state. We've not had a state, because then everyone would be public servants, all right, in a state setup. There would be public servants. We don't have that. We've got people claiming to be public servants, but they're actually enforcing criminal orders. That's what we've got, and we're going to change this. And the only reason why I say I want to be the Michael Jackson of the so-called truth movement, the so-called freedom movement, is because that would mean that the Gnostic Takeover has succeeded. And these are the baby steps. One step at a time. Start small, but start anyway. And then go all the way. The only one who's imposing limits on you and your creativity is you yourself. So back to the point. Have you ever heard this before? Again, this could be a helpful course. Check it out. Maybe it resonates with you. Listen to what Laura has to say. However, I'm no fool. And this could also be a trap. Because I see Josh very different to how I saw him when I got to know him. And I want to talk about and get away from Josh Del Sol and get away from Laura Bolton and speak about this in those terms. There is a artificial field that is a construct. Okay, it's not so much a matrix, although it's being made a matrix through artificial intelligence. However, it's not grounded in the natural order. It is just a copy of the natural order and tries to eliminate spirituality and soul development, which it is failing to do. But we have to. The point I'm making here is that the artificial Wetiko matrix is a multi-dimensional control grid. It's a multi-dimensional control system. It's a control construct, an artificial construct that is a bubble that I'm here to burst. And according to the principle of the one, the magnetic principle, the pyramid of the magnetic pyramid, all it takes is one to bust that bubble. And the Wetiko matrix also especially infiltrates the awakening. And all of the summits that you can see of all these great people, oh, we're so spiritual and we want the world to change. And there's many good people doing great things. Again, I don't want to be it's not that I am a pessimist and I'm putting everyone down and, oh, look at me, I've got all the answers, I'm all great. No, the problem is this. Most of the people involved in these summits who try and help other people to wake up, which is why I keep emphasizing the point, whenever you want others to wake up or you want to wake others up, this is always the trigger to realize that you yourself have to wake up to deeper levels of this artificial grid, the smart grid, the Wetiko matrix that can hack your mind at any time, which is why the Gnostics always talked about Hal, where the real controllers of this artificial Wetiko matrix construct are able to hack into people's minds, which is the very reason why they're setting up the 5G smart grid, to hack people's minds and impose an artificial reality construct and have people trapped in that prison. And the reason why I do what I do and I'm critiquing the alternative media a lot is because they've got the wrong basis. They've got the basics wrong. What they're saying all the time is, we are awake, so join our tribe, join our community, or what was it that it said here? Look, and connect with Soul Tribe. The shift. Being awake isn't easy. This could really help. Said by individuals who themselves are not awake, because they think they are awake, they're not awake. Okay, I love to quote Johann Wolfgang from Goethe, who said, "None are more hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe they are free." And I make the point here that none are more hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe they are awake. That's why we're doing Gnosis here. Cut out the bullshit. Alright, let's talk about the real thing. Let's not dabble around the symptoms, and we don't want another summit to tell us how great we are and we've got all these solutions for the new world, when in actual fact I'm saying there's only one solution, not solutions. There's only one solution. Only one. And that is, everyone needs to cut out the bullshit and talk about the real stuff now. Alright, what is it really all about? And I'm the first one to admit that I myself, I am awake. And I'm always waking up to deeper levels of myself. This is the key difference to the alternative matrix, the Wetiko matrix for the awakening. We are all awake, and now we're going to wake up the world when they're not awake. This is the key point I'm making. When I say I am awake, I'm saying I'm in a process of waking up even further. As I said, it's like opening the eyes more and more every day, because you're transforming more and more of your fears. Sometimes, you can hardly do a thing. You just stay with that. Oh no, it's too much light today. You take a day off and integrate what you've already seen. And then there's days where you're like, oh, let me peek out further. That is the awakening. However, the people that I've been engaged with in the truth and freedom community, they already think that they are awake, which is the prison of the mind. This is Wetiko playing you, because the ego will always tell you that you're further ahead than what you actually in reality are, which is what we don't do here at the Gnostic Takeover. Gnosis, cut out the bullshit, tell me the real thing. What is it all about? And yes, we can find out all the mysteries and all the secrets of life, which the Gnostic Takeover is dedicated to do. My entire life, I've always been interested in secrets, which is why I love the slide, what don't they want me to know? And what they don't want me to know is, again, we go back to the art of war, which is one of the foundational principles of the Gnostic Takeover, which we'll be talking about a lot. And the art of war is know thyself and know the enemy. We'll be talking about the field of Wetiko in this initiation into the Gnostic Takeover. The Gnostic Takeover is an idea which I am the founder of. And the Gnostic Takeover is an idea, and it is a living field in and of itself. It is a field of consciousness. It's the Gnostic Takeover. You lock us down, we take you down. Was one of the first quotes that you can quote me on. You lock us down? Okay, you can do that, but we take you down. To every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And that is the takeover. So they thought they could play their game and lock us down and have us move into a prison camp. The smart grid, what you can see in China. Those are concentration camps again. Yeah, because it's the same modus operandi of the archons, those serving the satanic cult order who financed the First World War and the Second World War and every war that has happened on the earth, because they are at war with the truth. The satanic cult is at war with the truth. And that's why I'm sharing with you the information that can free you. Wetiko is a state of mind. And all it's about, one of the key principles of the Gnostic Takeover is that instead of wanting to change and like, yeah, let's change, yeah, that's obvious. I keep referring to the two slides. Who wants change? And everyone points their hand up. Yeah, I want change. Yeah, things need to change. And then the next slide is, who wants to change? And everyone's like, yeah, maybe I don't want it too much. So the question is, how much do you want it? This is about activating the force in mankind. How much do you really want it? Have you suffered enough? Are you done with all the bullshit? Then you're at the right place here. It's for free of charge, because again, I am the charge. Why would I charge my family? My family extends beyond blood relation and just my family. No, every brother is my brother. Every sister is my sister, and every mother is my mother. Every father is my father. Because on the private level, it's about family. We need to take care of our family. And I realized at the beginning of 2020 that my family was in danger, which is why I got involved. I upped my game. I was already involved. I upped my game because I realized my family's in danger. I have a responsibility to take the motherfuckers down who want to put us into fucking concentration camps. And when I say things, I do mean them. And I'm 4 times fire, so if you get in my way, you burn. That's how much I want it. I wanted it so much that I stopped drinking alcohol, I stopped smoking, I stopped eating meat, I stopped cheese, dairy products, all the rest. I never thought I was going to be a vegan, and I'm still not a vegan because all I am is a member of mankind who says the following: cut out the bullshit, and we're activating the force in mankind. We're activating the force in you. It's time. Alright, this is the idea. We're going to take the whole planet back. Everything. The only thing that makes sense is if you take it all back because you claim it as your property. Because the old paradigm is based on possession, which is demonic possession of parasites feeding off the host. And we are the host in our home, and we tell the parasite to fuck off! You leave! This is my planet, my home, my rules of the natural order. The moral command the immoral. This is what I mean with activating the force in mankind. If this is too much for you, then the Gnostic Takeover is not for you. And I wish you good luck along your journey. Maybe in 1 year's time. But I'm doing this anyway. Because of my people. When you're ready for this, I'm here for you. It is my responsibility. I'm given by the plant kingdom. And it is quality instead of quantity. People are leaving the Gnostic Takeover right now. Good. Because I'm meant to focus on my people. I'm giving all of this back to my people, my community, the wonderful souls that we have in the Telegram group. The wonderful beings who got in touch and who resonate with this message. This is who I'm here for. To help you. Because I know things are not easy. I know it's really challenging, and I just want to let everyone know that as good as I can, alright, I've got other things also that I need to take care of, but I'll be here for you. I'll be someone you can fall back on. And you choose if you trust me. Trust is earned with time, and I don't want to manipulate anyone. I just care about you. I care about you because I've been there myself, and I was one of the ones who couldn't afford the courses that they offered, which is why I went my way, which was the right way, and it brought me to this point now, and I'm giving it all back to my community, because then I will be taken care of, because this is the way the source works, and not this bullshit. Oh, you get it for free if you do it to Monday. All this marketing. This is Edward Bernays. If they do it knowingly or unknowingly, this is Lex Mercatoria. This is business. Has nothing to do with the highest force, the highest source that I serve. That doesn't charge money. Because it is not in a paradigm of scarcity. Oh, I need to pay my rent and that's why I did. No. You do this because you are not awake. That's the truth. And I've had enough of it. So in order to activate the force inside of us, we need to, instead of just wanting to change, we need to slay and get rid of the blockage to change. Then we flow in our natural state. We flow right into it, into our natural state of being, in natural intelligence. And Wetiko is not a place, it is not not so much in the outside, what we can observe as a network, okay? The network of the satanic cult. Wetiko is more interested in you not knowing that it is a state of mind. It is those thoughts you're thinking every day that you thought the day before too. It's a repetitive feedback loop that wants to keep you trapped. It wants to keep you trapped in the artificial Wetiko matrix construct, which I'm here to bust the shit out of, because I don't want my human family suffering anymore. Suffering is for those who do not take responsibility and who still have their luxury gifts and all that. They don't want anything to do with the Gnostic Takeover. Like members of my family, for example, also. I'm becoming a danger for them. Yeah, for their belief systems that keep them as slaves of Wetiko. But that's none of my problem. I do what I do anyway. Nothing can stop this. We'll be talking in the community also a lot about shadow work, which is how we slay the field of Wetiko and its influence over us. I myself have been involved in shadow work consciously for the best part of 10 years, I would say. Like, I'd go even further back, I'd say 15 years of shadow work. And the most effective and most powerful shadow work I did was when I started working with ayahuasca. Ayahuasca plant medicine called me to her, just like she will call you to her. This is how this works. Alright, if you've not gained access to it yet, that is because you were not meant to connect with ayahuasca yet. This is also one of the things that is part of the Gnostic Takeover, is I will be giving and serving the medicine for the people that need to connect with Mother Ayahuasca, and for those who want also with Datura. If you really want the power. Let me tell you, talk about activating the force in mankind. Oh, you'll like to get to know Datura. And Datura and ayahuasca work perfectly together. It's like the blue is ayahuasca and the red is Datura. The red is definitely Datura. Datura is all about power. It's amazing. Most people don't dare touch it. But I can work with her because she's teaching me, and she is an amazing teacher. Oh my goodness, how much I love them. So we'll talk a lot about the shadow work, okay? For everyone who's not aware, and it's always important to mention things again. Shadow and our shadow is the part of our psyche, and it's a big part of our psyche. Our psyche can be divided into the conscious and the unconscious, consciousness and unconsciousness, or the subconscious, the conscious and the unconscious, or the light and the shadow of the light. And shadow work is all about removing the Wetiko state of mind that is actually the real virus. This is why, in actual fact, since I've changed my mind. You see, I have a completely open mind, which is the reason why my mind works so well. I am actually now of the opinion that they had every reason to call it an epidemic in 2020, a pandemic. However, it was not a pandemic of a physical virus, but of a psychological virus. Because it is true, it is the truth that people on earth are suffering from wetiko, which is a mind virus. And we are in a state of collective psychosis, if we are honest with ourselves. And it's important to remove that collective psychosis from our mind. And that's the true awakening, is through shadow work and honesty. It's about taking back your life. This is what this new project that I'm starting is all about. It's about that you take back your life. Not just about informing yourself what's going on in the world. No, I know that the people, what you really need and what you really want is you want to take back your life. You don't want to be a part of the matrix control system machine, the artificial matrix. You don't want to be a machine anymore, do you? And the servant of criminals. You want to be in your power. You want to live the life of your dreams. You want to be the authority in your dream. This is your dream. And you can change it in any moment. That is the truth. Every moment we can change our choices. And this is why I'm making this video, because that cry is what the collective unconscious is yearning for. And especially the people on the Gnostic Takeover. That's what this is here for. To take back your life. It's your life. And we need to realize that this is our challenge right now, is to take back the steering wheel of our life into our hands and say, no, psychopaths, you leave, I am the commander of my life. And you stare them in the eyes, you stare them down, and they're the ones who blink, not you. I'm talking about the highest level of knowledge in the information pyramid. There's no information management going on here. What I will be sharing with you, and what I've always been sharing with you on this channel, is the highest level of information, the highest level of knowledge. And that is priceless, which is why there is no price on it. Because I don't charge for this, because I am the charge. This is also the reason why I am completely out of the matrix, the artificial wetiko matrix. I'm completely outside of that, and outside of that jurisdiction. And the only jurisdiction that I'm under is the jurisdiction of the natural order and natural law. Because I do not participate in the business matrix. It's another angle of the artificial wetiko matrix, is business, charging people, like I showed you the example before. This is why I shared it, to not because I want to put people down like Laura and Josh. No, it's because it explains what the Gnostic Takeover stands for by showing you what it is not. I don't charge for the highest level of knowledge, because it is time everyone had access to that knowledge. It's about creating reality. It's what I told Liz also yesterday, is that no matter how hard it was for her the last 2 months, being without her child, I mean, can you imagine? However, this serves as the ultimate learning lesson, so we become the authority of our reality, and that we realize that we create reality. When we create our reality, no one can then manufacture reality for us. This is how this works. It's also that when you play the game, you're not being played by the game. Because everything is energy. It depends on if you act from a state of sovereignty and you play the game, then the game can't play you anymore. So instead of them meaning the field of Wetiko, instead of Wetiko placing players on the chessboard to manipulate me and hijack my attention, like Errol, like Yona, like Ahmed, they were all maneuvered by the field of Wetiko to manipulate me and psychologically destroy me, which they failed. What they did is they activated the King Archetype. And why is that? It's because of my attitude. It's my attitude and not being a victim of anything, but being the sovereign and seeing everything as learning lessons. This is how you advance in life. And Wetiko, you don't have to heal Wetiko, okay? But your experiences with Wetiko heals you of your bad attitude. Attitude is everything. So another example of this is when you're slaying Wetiko, Wetiko can't slay you. This is how it works, because according to the principle of vibration, everything is always in motion, energy is always in motion, and it depends if it turns against you, the energy, that is the way of the involutionary force. It turns against you, yourself. This is why Satanism is all about self-hatred. Ultimately, the satanic order hates themselves, which is why they hate everybody else and they manipulate and genocide people, because ultimately it all comes down to that they hate themselves. Bill Gates hates himself, which is why he wants to put the jab into everyone's arm, because he hates himself. He can't handle his life, that's why he wants to handle everyone else's life. It's the truth about Satanism. And that's why I'm eliminating them, because they have no legitimacy to do any of this to any one of us, and I'm the living proof that they can't do it to me, and that you can live free in this world. Months ago, my family, for example, for them it was like just a matter of time until I get thrown into prison for all the fines that I got for not wearing a muzzle. And I didn't end up in prison, and still they don't believe in me, which is why that's the message that I have to believe in myself. You see how this goes? No excuses. It's all about taking back your life, and you do this with the right attitude. You don't need anyone believing in you. You need to believe in yourself, because I believe in you. We're activating the force in mankind, and we need to have the attitude right. I believe in you. And all it takes is one. And I'm only here to help and guide you to believe in yourself. It's all about the genius inside of us. Like Leonardo da Vinci was a genius. Like Nikola Tesla was a genius. The same, like I am a genius and you are a genius. This is what we're activating. Natural intelligence is the only solution to all of the world problems, because all of the world problems are reducible to artificial intelligence of the artificial Wetiko matrix construct. And we slay it with the natural intelligence, mankind. Be who you are. Trust that you can be who you truly are. I'm a living example. I don't keep my mouth shut. When I see a problem, I sort out the problem, even if everyone gets offended. Like yesterday, my sister was like, I'm so angry about you. Why do you have to cause trouble with the neighbors? And I'm like, because I don't trust the neighbors. That's why. I'm doing reality management. I don't just take presents from people I don't trust, because I know in every street is a satanic family. That's how the setup is. It's also what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about everything. Holistic intelligence. Everything about life, because we're all about taking back our life. And it's the upright pentagram that the Vitruvian Man of Leonardo da Vinci symbolizes. And here's a great picture that I got from James in our group. He's been a little bit quiet lately, unfortunately. But this is what it's truly about, the upright pentagram. Alright, the soul, the source at the tip. Alright, at the highest point. The soul and the source connection. The connection to the highest source. Natural order. The moral command the immoral. So be moral. The result of all of that is you take your life back and you live the life of your dreams as a moral being. Soul and the source above that, above everything. This is why they invert the pentagram in Satanism, because they want to be above the source. Fuck you, Satanists. This is not how it works. And yeah, you can learn from me. Or you can bang your head against the wall. It's your choice. Then you've got the element of fire, datura. Also, I would say this can also be like an expression of fire or datura for everyone who's not working or who's not had experience with datura. Is all about strengthening the willpower. Strengthen willpower. This is what I excel in. My willpower is strong, which is why no one can infringe upon my will. If they do, they burn. Which is why I don't hear anything from Ahmed. I don't hear anything from Errol anymore. I don't hear anything from all of these members of the satanic cult who try to destroy me psychologically. Why? Because I am the king. Because they only exist for my empowerment, which is a higher level of information, knowledge and understanding than that they even have of themselves. Fire is all about power of will, the willpower. Strengthen your willpower. You're only changing reality, and you're only changing and creating your reality when your will is stronger than the will of the environment. That means your family, your friends, your partner, whoever, expect resistance when you make the choice to become free. Expect resistance and smile at it, because all it's going to be is just the wetiko, the feel of wetiko working through your partner, working through your family, working through everyone, trying to stop you because you finally decided to cut out the bullshit in Gnosis and you're getting out of that bubble. Now, you're then an expression of that man outside of the bubble. Your will is stronger than the will of the environment. You're outside of the bubble. And the people in the bubble, they want to keep you in the bubble too, because when you are outside of the bubble and you are free, you remind them of their prison. That's why strengthen your willpower like a sword that you sharpen. That's the fire, datura, which is why it's my medicine. I love datura. Earth, we come to earth, is ayahuasca. Ayahuasca works on your emotions, on your traumas, Makes your traumas come up in order for them to heal. Again, we're back to shadow integration work being fundamentally important to have our psychology right. The element of earth is grounding. Alright? This is like the fire would be the intention that you set, and the earth is that which grounds the intention. It's like the intention being more the spiritual principle, and earth being that which grounds the spirituality in the so-called material world, which is actually a radio station. Depends what radio you tune into. And here at the Gnostic Takeover, you're tuning into the one and only freedom that you get through the one and only truth of the one and only highest source. It's a choice if you want to face that truth. I tell you, it's worth everything. My deepest fears came up on the 28th of February when they broke into our house, they trespassed on our property. And the police showed up and they took Leonie. My biggest fears came up. And you know what? It was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because finally, I could slay that trauma and realize that I am the only authority. The only jurisdiction that I'm under is the jurisdiction of natural order. So from earth, we come to water. This is where the ice cold water comes in. It's what I do every day. I like to also combine it with the wind, okay, the breathing, I'm going to get into that, but first the water. Ice cold water, jump into the river, no matter how cold it is. It's pure healing. It's shock therapy. It slays Wetiko. It slays the trapped emotions, the traumas. It's another aspect of this pentagram that I'm explaining here. This is all of the things that we'll cover in the initiation into the Gnostic Takeover. Ice cold water. Check out Wim Hof. Right, and then we're with wind, the ether. This is the joy that you get when you integrate the fire, the earth, the ice cold water. That's the joy of being. The joy of being alive that I'm sharing with you right now. The resonance that you're listening to right now is of a very high vibration, which is why the Gnostic Takeover YouTube channel cannot be censored, and why no one can get to me, because the archons and the field of Wetiko cannot influence high vibrational states of being, which is why I am in a high vibration. And the wind is the breathing, the breath, the ether, the breath, the ether that connects the body conduit to experience this reality station. The ether connects us to the soul or the source at the point above. And that's the breathing techniques that you learn from Wim Hof. Alright, and I'm going to finish off this stream now with this. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel, said Socrates. And that's what the Gnostic Takeover is all here. This is what I'm all here for. I'm not going to solve all of the world's problems on my own. I've got people like you who are just as important as I am. You know where I stand, that's what I represent, is the beginning. Here, the fire, the datura. This is where you can find me. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. You don't need to know anything to get involved here. All you need is the heart. That's all you need. And that's what you'll learn. Heart anchor intelligence, how to live in the heart. Everyone talks about, oh yeah, you just got to go into the heart, and yeah, so how do we do it? How do we shift our perception, which then shifts the reality station that we're tuned into? How do we do that? Well, you're going to find out for free, all based on free donations, because that's the one thing I don't magically conjure up. We're not at that point now. We're going to have our own new currency based on hemp. That's my vision. No, we don't need freaking cryptocurrency for now. No, we're just going to go with hemp. But until that point, we still all need money, and you can support anytime you want. However, it's not a given. Everything is for free, which is why it is the new paradigm. How do you know you're in the new paradigm? When you know what ended the old. That's what I didn't get to yesterday, and I'm going to say it again. How do you know you're in the new paradigm? When you can know and conceptualize and know what ended the old. Like charging money, charging your human family, family of mankind, charging them for that which I'm grateful to be doing what I'm doing. I love doing what I'm doing. Why would I charge anyone? Why would it exclude anyone who might be really in a, like the ones who are really in a bad situation and they really have no money to give? Those would be the ones that would need it most. Don't you agree? How pathetic. How upside down is that? And there's many more to what ended the old paradigm, which I'll get to. We'll get to everything. As you can see, it's already over 1 hour. And I'm going to leave you now and speak soon. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. There's no food shortages. There's no scarcity-based mind control on a planet of abundance. The Earth. It's the end of the old religion of Satanism. The old paradigm. Religion, all ideology. And the beginning of true Gnosis. Knowledge, knowing the self. Trusting the self. And then you take back the planet. Let's do it together. This is an invitation to do it together. We are all meant to be doing it. And when we're doing it, taking the planet back, we take our life back and we live the life of our dreams as the authority, the one and only exclusive authority of our dream. Alright, so till next time, take very good care. Love all of you.